Flowing Tarot. Thank you so much for watching my channel and letting me read for you. If you haven't subscribed to my station and it's something, or my channel, and it's something you feel comfortable doing or you just would like to, please do. It's a huge help to me, and any way you want to interact with my video is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. Okay, this is going to be a quick 5-minute reading per pile about how you've changed, and this is really how you've changed for the better, how people see this change in you. Yeah, maybe you already know this about yourself, maybe it's no secret, and this will just validate that, like, yes, you have actually changed this one thing that needed to be changed or that you were working on, or I don't know. It's going to be a fun reading and it's going to go quick. So I am going to tell you there are 4 different tarot decks up here. These will be your signifier cards for each deck, and then this will be kind of this this like energy, this space you're holding now in these cards. So please take a look, pick the pile that speaks to you, and you can jump to your timestamp below. So this will be pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4, and this will be all about how you've changed. And again, maybe we're pointing out the obvious here, but I think it'll be fun and interesting to have the cards show us how you changed. So thank you, see you soon, goodbye. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. It's an honor, so thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to do so, please do. It would mean a lot. Okay, we're going to get into a reading about how you've changed and, yeah, how this is perceived, in what ways you've changed. We're going to do all this in 5 minutes. So this is your signifier card, and this is you right now. Okay, and this is the Hanged Man, which is an interesting energy for how you've changed, because this almost makes me think that, like, nothing's changed. There's kind of like a stagnancy here. But I'm going to say, for me, it is interesting because this, you know, maybe you're like right on the brink of change, or you are maybe changing into somebody who thinks on things, who's less impulsive. There's a possibility of that. We'll have a better idea of what this card really represents, but in a minute, once we get into some tarot. And this is your sort of like energy card, and this is trust. And I feel like this is a throat chakra. So maybe you're starting to trust yourself, and with the Hangman, this absolutely makes sense. Like, you're really feeling yourself out. You're taking time. You're listening to yourself. I do think this is a lot about like self-trust, and maybe even like self-love, and kind of relying on yourself. There's just this, like, you're more tuned in to you. And maybe you're even getting a little more comfortable, like, being alone. I don't know, there's something somewhat isolating about this card, and it does remind me of someone who like kind of stops and takes a time out and like really thinks on things. And this might be a space or an energy that you're holding that it's new for you, to take this time or to almost like meditate on things in this way. But it's about you trusting yourself and you like being more authentic to what you want and what you need and what you feel, which is very, very special, and I think something that not everyone does. So, all right, let's see how this like makes you who you are now. What's interesting, what's sexy about it, like how is this actually going to get you the things that you want? So I want to see you now, like how has this change impacted your life now? Where are you now? So we've got 5 of Pentacles, not a great card. The Magician, okay, and Page of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is a hard card. It definitely has a little bit of like struggle. There's a hardship. There's a loss. To me, it's this card that like kind of represents a lack. The Magician, I love. This is all about like this capability, almost like this manifestation come to life. And then with the Page of Pentacles, it is this, there's a talent. There's someone who's studied. There's someone who is skillful and intentional, and who, you know, loves money and the finer things in life, and just really wants to like pursue and go after everything they want. So I do think you are right now, if you've always been an impulsive person and that impulsiveness has led you to basically lack, as in maybe you haven't made the best decisions. I wouldn't say they're the wrong decisions, but maybe you've been hasty in your past. I don't think you're as hasty anymore, and I think as a result of that, it is not only empowering, but you're finding that you're getting more. You're not only getting more knowledge, you're not like only taking more time with things to kind of fully absorb them and understand them, but I think you're also kind of stepping into this space of like, if you want something, you go after it and you're going to start getting it because you're working towards things, and you're investing more of yourself. You're trusting that if you want something bad enough, it's worth putting time and energy into. There's almost this like dedication piece to you that wasn't there before. Whereas like before you might have been hasty and impulsive and quick to love something and just as quickly to hate the same thing. Like I feel like you're taking a time now. And how is this good? Like what do people see? Like how is this being reflected in you? We've got 10 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and 9 of Pentacles. I think this is really going to make you happy, and it's going to bring you to the things you want. And I think for the sake of this reading, those things have a lot to do with like tangibles. I think this is going to help you in work, in your career, or in starting your own thing. But I absolutely see that this is going to bring like money and success your way, just in this sense of dedication and time that you're giving to things that you wouldn't have given before. And the 2 of Pentacles, because you're acting more intentionally and more thoughtfully, it's like you're creating this balance, this harmony, almost like this dance. You're like dancing cautiously around the things you want. And yeah, just paying attention to all your little movements and the time given. And I don't know, just you're taking time. You're more intentional in how you do things. And if you were ever like floaty or flighty or a little too easy breezy, you're not really that person anymore. I think you can still be that person and be a good time if that's what you want in that moment, but in general, you're putting a lot more thought and intention into your world. So we're almost at 6 minutes here. I'm gonna get input from Spirit and 1 card, and we have the 9 of Swords. And I really think that if you feel like you're getting less anxious, if you feel like you have a clearer head, if your nightmares are being relieved from this, just know you're on the right track and just stick with this and to really trust yourself, where you want to put this energy, this thought, this intention, this care, this devotion. Trust that it's really the right thing and not everything has to move so quickly. I hope this reading was enjoyable for you, and thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all of those, none of those, one of them, whatever feels right. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, pile 2. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and we are doing a reading for how you've changed and how this change is bringing out like the best version of you and why it's sexy and appealing and people love it about you and all that. So you picked this tarot deck, which I'll get into, but this is going to be your signifier card to kind of highlight you now. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is basically a card of like prosperity and wealth and getting the things you want. But I would say you've changed. It's like you've kind of leveled up, like you've had a glow up. Essentially, you are not only taking better care of yourself, and you're just on your game, you're on point. Like if you were ever sloppy or hasty or threw yourself together in a haphazard way, that is not you anymore. There's this absolute like care. It's like you're giving yourself more love and respect in some ways that it shows. Yeah, I just feel like you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your needs, you're like just loving yourself, and as a result, you're glowing, you're stunning, you're beautiful. This is a very cool card. Another bit about your energy, intuition. This kind of is like the last pile where I do feel like you're trusting your actions, you're trusting your thoughts, you're going with your gut a little bit. You might be getting a little more spiritual as the years pass, and yeah, I just think you are, but there's something, it's like you've gotten more attractive, and this can absolutely be from the inside out, the outside in, I'm not sure, but there's this attractiveness to you, this quality where people just feel a little more drawn to you. And I don't know, maybe you've had something done on the outside, like, I don't know, nose job or something, and you've always wanted this, and as a result of this, you feel so much more confident, and it's just made you happier and more relaxed, and it's turned you into the best version of yourself. It could be something like that, or it could be a confidence that comes with like having a job that you really wanted, or making a certain amount of money, or going after something you've always wanted to pursue. But there is a very positive kind of like glow that's coming off of you, and people notice it, and you notice it. You know you're kind of like killing it right now. I want to see you right now in 3 cards. We've got the 5 of Swords, which is kind of a funny card. We've got the 9 of Wands. Okay, and the 8 of Pentacles. Definitely hard work here. 5 of Cacti and the 9 of Wands. These are tough cards. This is kind of like, I mean, the 5s are always tricky, so I do feel like maybe okay, let's just say this is a good card, and this shows me that yes, you are absolutely putting work in. You're starting to reap your rewards. The benefits are coming your way, and this is the 9 of Pentacles comes after, obviously, the 8 of Pentacles, and this is like you're stepping into this space of seeing your hard work pay off, and that is beautiful and lovely, and it's reflected in so many ways all over you. Whatever you've been through recently that's kind of led you to this finally taking, I think, your career very seriously, and this confidence that kind of radiates off you as a result of that. There was something that was maybe a little burdensome that you've been going through. It was hard, it was icky, it felt a little, I don't know, kind of like stabbing. It just, I don't know, I do think it's absolutely passing, or it has passed, but it's led you to this state you're in now, which is really confident, really beautiful, lovely, and I do think you're starting to feel really secure in this space you're at. Like you like what you see when you look in the mirror. You like what you know, how you feel when you put your head down at night to sleep. Like you're feeling good about things, and I do think there's this confidence that's coming off of you, but there was a bit of a rough patch here, and it's hard to get into in just a few minutes, but I want to see kind of like your near future, how this is going to really like impact you and benefit you. So we have the 7 of Wands, which is good. 5 of Cups. It's funny, I mean, these are heavy cards. You're making choices. You're absolutely working hard. You may have to defend yourself a little bit. There's been this struggle, and it almost feels like it is still here. When I see these cards up here and then down here, I get a little bit more of that kind of, that pain. I feel like you are now finally at a place where you can really appreciate things and come into your own and your element and just shine, but there's definitely been some stuff that's been going on with you. You've made tough choices, but you made the right choice, and you're getting through it. You're working your ass off. You are not backed into a corner. No one's going to pigeonhole you. Like, you are really starting to thrive, even though there's been some loss and hardship. So I see that you're thriving, truly. I guess it's a great way of showing how you've changed. And if you were ever, you know, if you ever felt like you were stuck, you are really unsticking yourself, and you are absolutely thriving. So I hope this makes sense and it speaks to you. It looks like you're totally on the right path. So thank you. Goodbye. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. We are doing a reading for how you've changed, how the world sees this change, how you see it, what it's all about, and we're going to try to do this in 5 minutes, although all have gone over, and I take like 10 seconds asking you to please subscribe if you haven't already. If that feels good, like, subscribe, comment, whatever feels right. So thank you. Okay, this is your signifier card to kind of show, excuse me, who you are in this moment. And we have the Page of Swords, which I could have sworn we did have the same card on another reading for the signifier. And there's this feistiness to you, there's this excitement, there's this drive, I almost feel like, that wasn't there before. And this feels different than the other pile that had a Page of Swords. There's something here about drive, almost like there's an intuition piece, like you've followed your gut, and it's allowed you to feel a little more inspired, a little more uplifted, ready to charge. Let's also see, cleanse, blue. This has a very like watery cleansing effect to it, and I do think that something's happened to you recently that's made you really like assess things and figure out where you want to go, how do you want this, how's your life going to really look and feel, and you're addressing that by taking charge, by doing exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it. If it makes you happy one day and sad the next, that's fine. your cross to bear, but you're all in, and you are absolutely not waiting around. You're doing what needs to be done. Yeah, there's just this part of you that's like very, I wouldn't say animated, but I would say like decisive and absolutely taking action. Whereas I feel like it's this new thing you're doing. Maybe before you were in like the same job for 4 or 5 or 10 years and you've just like switched things up. Or maybe before you always let people talk down to you and now you're like really standing up for yourself. It's just something that you're, this is, and it's benefiting you. There's this confidence here, and it's like you fleshed out all the like things that weren't serving you, that you didn't love, and you're now like only letting in the things that you do love. Okay, I want to see you right now in 3 cards. The Emperor, absolute control. It's your world, it's your story, and I do think that you are like, it's like you instantly kind of transformed into this bad bitch. Like, whereas maybe there was a time where people did kind of walk all over you, they absolutely aren't anymore, and they get this now. They wouldn't even try to. Like, you're just a different person. Strength, same thing. Like, these cards totally speak to that. And the Sun, yeah, something. It's wild to have these 3 major cards stand out like this, but there is. You've rid yourself of whatever this card is a positive card, but whatever was in your path or your way before, or whatever kind of dominated your life or your energy, you got rid of it. You cleansed yourself of that, and you are now like very much, I feel like there's so much potential for you. You're just about to really step into this, and it is. It's all about strength. It's all about being confident, about knowing your next move, knowing you're going to act. Like, there's nothing wishy-washy about you anymore. And like I said before, you'll take the highs, you'll take the lows. It doesn't matter if something brings you like a little pain or sadness. You handle it, you deal with it, you move on. You're just like a totally matured, fascinating, confident version of whoever you were before, and it's pretty cool. I want to see what brought you to this. Let's see, dare we ask? Okay, so we have a 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and a 2 of Swords. Definitely a choice. I think you had to choose. You had to almost like pick a fork in the road. You had to pick a direction. Like, what do you want to do? And it might have felt like a juggling act. It might have felt like there was this balancing act going on. Like, so whatever decision you made, you had to own it. You had to fully embrace it, step into that energy. And I do think you were, there's this, I mean, I love this card. The 4 of Wands is a great card. I mean, it's ceremony, it's celebration, it's support, it's building roots, it's like doing the things you absolutely want to do and seeing them just unfold beautifully. There's I don't know, there's this richness to your life, there's this confidence, because you've completely stepped up. I mean, you've just upped your game, you've leveled up, you've like stepped into this new person, and I definitely don't understand it, but it's incredible. And this is definitely confirmation. Like, you're a boss bitch. Like, you are absolutely, if you were ever like meek or meager or timid before, you are not anymore. And even if this happened overnight, God bless you, that's amazing, because this is a great energy to have. And you're no fucks, you're no apologies. Like, this is you now, and you've cleansed, you've done your thing, whatever you wanted to get rid of, you did, and you're living a great life. So keep it up. I think you've got a bright, beautiful future. Thank you so much for listening, and if you like this, please subscribe. Bye, Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. We are doing a reading for how you've changed and like how others see you as a result of this, how you feel. I think it's all good. I think these changes are positive. So let me take your signifier card right here and kind of see you in one card. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. This is a funny card for change, because this is like almost an energy you'd want to transition out of. But I will say, I think you're starting to, I want to say you're like sticking around. You're putting more thought into things. If you were ever like willy-nilly flying by the seat of your pants, you're really starting to get this energy where you're like, you're planting yourself, you're putting thought into things, you're caring about things, you're wanting things to last, you're just, there's a thoughtfulness behind this. There's also this sense of like, I don't want to rush through things, I don't want to, this also speaks to me of like not doing things in excess. If there was anything like that spoke to like addiction or kind of this gluttonous attitude or like mindset, I think you've changed that. So although this might not sound like a very like sexy change, it is very, very becoming, and it shows that you've just grown a lot and come really far and matured and like are living very intentionally to just do the right thing moving forward. Let's get a little bit more about your energy and strength. And I do think what you're doing takes strength, absolutely. And this is like, you want to feel grounded, you want to feel balanced, and you're just you wanting to feel those things, I think is a change. I think in the past it might have been fun to not feel grounded, to feel kind of crazy and like unhinged, whereas now you're like, I really just want to feel like someone who's got a place, who has a home, who can set roots, who can like just it's just a different, it's like you're now commanding and demanding more respect as a result of just almost because you're giving yourself, I think, more respect. You're really starting to respect yourself and love yourself more, and as a result you're really wanting to make the right decisions and think things through and like save and cherish what needs to be saved and cherished, and living more intentionally. Okay, let me see. I want to see you in 3 cards right now. You and all your amazingness. 9 of Cups. I love, love, love that card. The Hangman, you're definitely taking time. And the Queen of Swords, I think you're like on this mission for truth. You're trying to do the right thing. You want to you really want to show everyone, including yourself, maybe more than anyone yourself, that there's nothing you can't handle, that you are this very strong, confident, honest, safe, secure person. Whereas I do think there was kind of this like craziness to you before, this like sort of maniacal energy that was probably contagious, and people loved it and they loved being around you and you were like the life of the party. But all that has to kind of, be toned down, and you've taken your time out. You have seen things from a different perspective, and as a result of that, I think you've really enjoyed that perspective, and you're now making changes to like improve your quality of life. And that's also in these 9 of Cups. You are so totally improving your quality of life. You are, whatever you want now, you can get. You can get it because you're putting the time into it, the thought, the energy, you name it. Like, you are just not rushing around. You are, and there's something here about being more, just more balanced and just less excess, less all over the place energy. You're secure. There's a secureness to you. I want to see how others are seeing you right now. 3 of Swords, Knight of Wands, and 7 of Cups. I think they see you as someone with like untapped potential right now. Anything can happen for you, to you. You're just, it's like you're kind of starting fresh. You are really, so many good things can now come your way as a result, I think, of you. Like, I think you went through something challenging, and the fact that you went through it to kind of get to this place of wanting more from life is, people have tremendous respect for you for this. Your friends and family love you very much. They see that you are doing everything you can to just live your best life. And there's this passion in you now. There's this light. There's this part of you that wants so bad to like really find your place. And I do think there's this like unleashing of kind of like a passion, like what can you contribute? And and this is you. You're getting to this point where I'm trying to do this in 5 minutes, and there's a lot to this, because I feel like that you've been on this has been a transition. There's been phases to this, and I think you've been wanting to do this for a long time, and you really, to know that you're finally there and you're doing it is truly exciting. And I don't know, there's this security to you, absolute strength, absolute like solid pillar, like and I feel this very like honest, pure kind of energy from this pile, and I think it's gonna lead you to really wonderful things. And if there's something you want to achieve or accomplish, you're absolutely on the road to doing that. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much, and I will read for you again anytime. Just come to my channel. Goodbye.